Angela has met this next guest, and they have some collaboration going on from time to time. So I want you to welcome our next guest, Miss Tina Decker. Welcome, Tina.
Thank you.
And she has an organization called PPTA. You tell me what it is.
Putting prayers to action.
Putting prayers to action. Well, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here with the PPTA, and we're going to find out what it's all about.
Thank you so much.
So if you're saying they're putting prayers to action, people who praying, somewhere need to be some action. Because
That's right.
There was something about, let me get this right now. People with prayers and faith, but there needs to be some work done. Some action. Okay.
Anyone can tell you that they're praying for you, but it's not until you see the action of that prayer that it takes hold.
Okay. Now, does it have to be that person who's praying for you that does the action?
No, most definitely not.
But you need to see some action somewhere.
Behind it.
Okay, fantastic. Again, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I want you to tell us a little bit about what PPTA is all about. What is it that you do?
Are changing the world one life at a time with mercy, love, and grace through Christ Jesus our Lord.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about. We provide the essentials that a family would need. We provide the clothing packs for each child. And at this point, we've got over 1,700 children in the Appalachian Mountain region.
What?
1,700. And all of them gets a pack of clothes. And that pack consists of an outfit, underwear, socks. Many of our little girls gets homemade dresses that...
You mean like these dresses up here?
Yes.
Wow.
And they actually come from all over the United States.
Wait a minute. So people across the United States get to know about this ministry?
Yes.
And they'll send clothes to you?
Yes. In fact, this dress right here actually came from New Jersey. And the lady actually won first place in her state fair. And she wanted to send it to bless a child in the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. Awesome. Now, talk to us about the needs in the Appalachia.
In the Appalachian region, it is much like a third world country in parts.
Okay.
You have some parts that are poverty-stricken, but then you have other parts that are extremely poverty-stricken, where the families are either living in a bus, a camper, an abandoned house, with no running water, no electricity, no indoor plumbing that we take for granted every day, and no transportation. So many of these families, we have to actually walk the hills and hollers to get to.
Wait. Now, you have a poster over here about a little girl. And she lives in what kind of a house?
An abandoned house.
An abandoned house.
This is actually a little girl that Angela sings. Ministry got to bless with a doll. And so I was just so proud that we were able to give her a doll. And as you can see, I mean, it uplifted her and she loved it.
So there's some collaboration between PPTA and the Sing Inc.
Yes, they actually got to join us on our last mission trip, our summer mission trip. We call it the Back to School.
Okay.
And we actually served over 2,700 people. And Angela and her family was actually part of that trip. She blessed us with worship and song, and then also got a opportunity to meet some of our families and pass out some of the dolls.
So that's putting that prayer to action.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're looking at a sheet about how people can help you help somebody else. And there's a long list of items that you can send to them. And let's see here, but it has to happen by November 15th. Is that right?
November the 15th is our deadline to make it on the Christmas trip if they want to bless the family at Christmas time.
Okay. So it has food for families, and it's talking about 12-ounce jars of peanut butter. Now, by the way, people, when I was a little boy, peanut butter was a luxury for me. Okay. 12-ounce jars of peanut butter, corn, green beans, spaghetti, mac and cheese, and cereal. I mean, when people are hungry, they are not so choosy about what they eat. So I want you to remember that, to send it to them. Here we go. Here's another. In terms of personal hygiene, sometimes these things we take for granted, don't we?
Right.
I see it's talking about soap and shampoo, toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, razors, and toilet paper. And, again, believe it or not, that can be a luxury to some people.
That's right. Several years ago at Christmas time, we actually had a man to start crying because he received 2 rolls of toilet paper.
My goodness. Mm-hmm. Isn't that something? We just don't know from a day to day as to what people need, do we?
No.
And then I'm going to pass this sheet back to you because when I look at this sheet, there's so much on this sheet. Now, let's just look at some of the other things that you have on that sheet that people need. Mm-hmm. What's the next line?
We also take care of the back to school items, the food program.
Right.
The backpack program, which is the weekend food for the children in Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
And so we take care of several different counties with their food. So if anyone wants to, take part in that, we accept the Vienna sausages, the little cans of ravioli, peanut butter and crackers, any snacks that's individually wrapped.
Okay.
So.
All right. But, and what about clothing down
there? Clothing, we accept any handmade clothing. I know that there's so many people with talents, but too many times they don't share their talents because they don't feel like that they have anything to offer.
Okay.
And many of our volunteers are 90 years old that are still sewing for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And crocheting and knitting.
Okay.
And we have got so many people. Some of our youngest volunteers are kids that they're just barely walking, and they actually help us put together our personal hygiene packs for our families.
Okay.
And then our blessing bags.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a blessing bag I have over here.
Mm-hmm. That's our Christmas blessing bag.
This is a Christmas. Oops, I'm going to mess up your Christmas blessing bag here. This is a Christmas blessing bag. And what's in this Christmas blessing bag?
It's based off of the Operation Christmas Child, the shoe boxes.
Okay.
But we actually hand deliver it to the children in the Appalachian region.
Okay.
But inside this particular bag, we have one of the dolls that Angela has actually sent to us. It's a baby alive.
Oh, baby alive. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But in each of the reason that we actually do it in the bags instead of the shoe boxes is because we have to get 1,700 in our trailers in order to deliver them to the children in the Appalachian Mountains. And bags are so much easier, to pack rather than the boxes.
Wait a minute, you said trailers. Trailers? You take trailer loads of stuff?
We've got 2 trailers and 2 trucks and 4 trailers.
2 trucks and 4 trailers? Wait a minute, how do 2 trucks carry 4 trailers?
Well, we actually have 2 really good volunteers. One of them's my sister and her husband, and they actually go with us, and they have a truck to pull one of the trailers, and then one of our other volunteers.
Okay. This whole pack goes to one person?
One child.
My goodness. Uh, what has been the experience or the response to these? Or have y'all started doing these yet?
Oh, yes. This pack, many of the children don't receive anything at Christmas time. So for the children to receive that, you know, their faces just light up. And you can't explain, I hate to say it, but children around here, of course, we've spoiled our children.
You can say it.
And I mean, my children's spoiled, but you're talking about children that whenever you take a toy or a jar of peanut butter, they might choose the peanut butter over the toy just because
A need. All right.
that they're hungry. So for them to get something special, you know, and many people look at the items that we have just as that, as items, as necessities for the families. But it takes the necessities of the family, the food, the clothing, the items for the children, the personal hygiene, in order for God to open a door so that we can share Christ with them.
Okay.
And it's through many trips that a relationship is built. And we have, you know, we love our families that we go to.
Now, when the trucks deliver, and that's a one-time situation.
We go actually 4 times a year.
Oh, 4 times a year. Wow, that is awesome. So do you go to the same places, same communities?
Most of the time we split it up. Like at Easter, we may go to the Harlan side. Then at the back to school trip, we'll go to Pike County, Letcher, and Floyd and Knott, and through there. It makes such a long trip. We're gone a week. And when we try to fit in all of the families, we only have so much that we can haul in the trailers. And we have so many families, and we want to treat each family equally, and we want them to receive, you know, the same amount. So most of the time it's gotten to where we have to split it up from the side of the mountain.
Right, okay. Now, you know what? It's strange you say that. Many times when people talk about missions, we're thinking about somewhere around the other side of the world.
Right.
But even right here at home, we have needs.
We have to, I think God expects us to take care of our own first. And many people don't realize that here in our own state, there are children that is actually going without food, that's going to bed hungry. If they even have a bed, many of our kids don't even have a bed to sleep in. And
wow.
Yeah.
That is something. My goodness.
Of course, we can't leave our boys out.
I was just thinking about that when you showed me when we had this doll out here.
The doll, of course the dolls is for the girls, but we fix bags especially for the boys too.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and of course we have the clothing bags for the boys.
All right.
But our clothing for the boys, we are completely out of right now. So we really need help with donations of any size boys items.
I just want to say thank you so much for what you're doing and how you and Angela Singh collaborate from time to time. And I know it's a lot of work involved with that. If I could, I sure would want to go on one of your mission trips.
We would love to have you.
And so is there anything that you can say to our viewers in terms of something